I think thank you, ma'am. Because
My thinking was to stop after each paragraph.
I think that would probably be correct, because technically he could be found guilty of one or the other. Not both, though, just one or the other.
Well, my thinking, I was going to argue to the jury, they don't have to be unanimous in which one.
I think that's correct, maybe, but I'll have to.
I don't think so.
We cross that bridge with each of it.
Well, but if it's gonna be if you're gonna say that in your opening statement, okay, then I'll do some research on that. So I would say, let's just read, stop at paragraph 1. It's not gonna hurt anything to do it that way. I think that's the cleaner way, just in case, and that way we don't have to go back and do anything. If it ends up being that it's one or the other or anything like that, and then obviously at some point, if there's anything, and if you took a look at that and you're good with the way it is, I'll try to figure out the charge. I'm gonna need some help. If you want to do anything to change it, then just let me know at the proper time and I'll reevaluate the charge. I do have a proposed already. I'll send you guys, y'all can start taking a look at, but it could be much different depending on how that goes. Anything else then before we bring the jury in?
My standard motion to eliminate judge. I don't know if you ruled on it.
I know, I thought you did yesterday.
I think
Okay.
you didn't have, I ruled on yours and,
And I think you said if he's gonna bring up any extraneous offenses to approve.
either of you, yeah, and really for the motion and limines, as far as I'm concerned, that everything in either of them goes for both of you. If anything comes up that either of you think becomes admissible or relevant, just bring it up to me outside the hearing of the jury. And then I did listen to what you guys requested me to listen to with regard to the body worn camera of the officer and the Miss Ballard, I think is her name's statements on that video. And Mr. I guess for the record, go ahead and make.
Judge, I'm gonna object to the tender of the statements of Ms. Ballard on the grounds, one, that they're hearsay. And if the court finds that they are within a hearsay exception, I'm going to object under Crawford versus Washington, because I think I'm entitled to cross-examine her regarding those statements.
Mr. Coleman.
It's clearly an exception to the hearsay rule, judge, and as such, the fact that she is still under the excitement or the effect of the that stressful situation when she makes those statements, make it squarely an exception to the hearsay rule, which renders it admissible as evidence in this case.
I'm still entitled to cross-examine her under the confrontation clause and Crawford versus Washington. I mean, if she comes and testifies, that's fine.
Felt it sneeze. Shoot. I
Water,
was about to sneeze. Let's do this. This is your second witness, you think, or your first witness?
Second.
All right, so I'm going to hold on making that ruling right now. I have no issue at all with making a finding that it falls under an exception. She is clearly, I think it could probably fall under number 1 or number 2 with regard to present sense impression, or excited under its, in my opinion. With regard to the confrontation, I need to do a little more research on that, and I'll make that decision before that next
I would
witness.
direct the court to Crawford versus Washington.
Yeah, I know. Anything else?
Not from state, judge.
No, ma'am. How long would either of you request for opening?
5 minutes.
Very brief, Judge.
All right, you can bring the jury in.
And
What's your email?
W. Bradford Jr.
Got it.
At AT&T. No.
Yeah, that's great.
Good afternoon. Let the record reflect the jury seated, state's attorneys present, defendant and defense counsel are present. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling the case of the state of Texas versus Joseph Charles Freeman, cause number 24 DCCR 0348. And I'm going to ask you all to please remain seated, but raise your right hands to take the oath of the jury. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that in the case of the state of Texas against the defendant, you will a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence, so help you God? Thank you. And is the state ready to proceed?
State ready, Judge.
Defense ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Do either of you wish to vote the rule? Do we need to?
Yes, ma'am.
So I need to get any witnesses that are available down here real quick so we can get that taken care of, please.
All right, all we can do, but if you get for, you can never do that.
No.
And obviously, for each of you, if you have any witnesses who aren't here, make sure to admonish them about the rule of being in the courtroom and specifically about watching anything on the YouTube channel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
Any others upstairs, or is this what you've got right now?
This is all I have for
Okay, would all of you please raise your right hand? Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. The rule's been invoked, so you know that means you can't be in the courtroom during anyone else's testimony. Don't discuss your testimony with anyone else involved in the trial, and don't watch any of the proceedings on YouTube. All right, thank you. Y'all can step out. All right, Mr. Coleman, you may read the indictment. Mr. Freeman, if you'll please stand up.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, the grand jurors for the county of Jefferson, state aforesaid, duly organized as such at the January term AD 2024 of the Criminal District Court of Jefferson County in said county and state, upon oath in said court, present that Joseph Charles Freeman hereafter style, the defendant, on or about the 27th day of March 2022, and in anterior to the presentment of this indictment in the county of Jefferson, the state of Texas. Paragraph 1 did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of an individual, namely Richard Shillow, by shooting Richard Shillow with a firearm.
And how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty. Paragraph 2 of the indictment continues, did then and there intentionally and knowingly commit or attempt to commit an act clearly dangerous to human life, namely shooting Richard Shillow with a firearm that caused the death of Richard Shillow, hereafter styled complainant, and the defendant was then and there in the course of intentionally and knowingly committing a felony, namely engaging in organized criminal activity, and the death of the complainant was caused while the defendant was in the course of and in furtherance of the commission or attempt of the felony against the peace and dignity of the state.
And how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Mr. Coleman, does the state wish to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
And may it please the court, Mr. Radford, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The evidence in this case will show that back on March the 27th of 2022, this defendant, Joseph Charles Freeman, had a plan. This defendant had a team working in concert. And like any good team, they had a role for each of the members of the team. And they had an objective, they had a goal. And that goal was to rob Richard Shillow. See, Richard Shillow, the evidence will show, unfortunately was selling drugs. He was a drug dealer. And this defendant and his co-conspirators, the other four of them total, hatched a plan to meet Richard Shillow at the Virginia Estates Apartments. and they were there to rob Richard Shillow. Make no mistake about it. The evidence will show that of the four of them, they each had a specific role. One was the driver of the getaway vehicle, the other one was the lookout, and another one, the third one was what I'm referring to as the trigger man who actually pulled the trigger. And this defendant was what I'm referring to as the bag man, the person who would grab the drugs after they robbed the Richard Shillow and make off with it. You will see actual photos from the scene. You will hear a 911 phone call. You will see a surveillance video from the apartment complex. And most notably about that surveillance video, you'll see that getaway vehicle with these four co-defendants driving to the parking lot where Richard Shillow was already waiting in his vehicle. And they would take up a position on the other side of the apartment complex, out of view of Richard Shillow. And the defendant with the trigger man will get out. You'll see this on video and walk through the apartment complex as opposed to the direct route to Shillow's vehicle. And you can use your common sense as to why that would be the case. And within seconds upon making contact with Richard Shillow in his vehicle, shots would ring out. And this defendant and the trigger man would be seen running away from Shillow's vehicle and hopping into that waiting getaway vehicle. One piece of evidence that I left out was that other individual who are termed as the lookout, he would at some point get out of the vehicle and go around the corner and check on things just to make sure everything was going okay. The driver, the lookout, the trigger man, the bagman. And just for good measure, after Shillow was shot, the evidence will show that this defendant took Richard Shillow's firearm. Richard Shillow had a firearm that day, and he ran off with that firearm. The evidence will show that this defendant made no attempts to render aid, to call 911 after this happened. And that's what I believe the evidence will show in this case. Richard Shillow unfortunately would succumb to his injuries. You'll see the body worn camera, one of the first officers on scene. You'll essentially see Richard Shillow take his last breath there on the concrete in the parking lot of the Virginia Estates apartments. Interestingly enough, when Richard Shillow's vehicle was inventoried, guess what you won't find, or what law enforcement didn't find? They didn't find any drugs. Because why? Because this defendant and his team accomplished their goal of robbing Richard Shillow of his drugs at gunpoint. It was their goal. It was his plan. It was him acting as a co-conspirator to this offense, just like we talked about in jury selection. And based on that evidence, and based on your common sense, because you don't check your common sense at the door, based on your common sense, I have no doubt you'll ask yourself, why, if this was just a regular drug transaction, why not just pull right up to beside Richard Shillow's vehicle and make the drug transaction? Why would you not? Why would you take a circuitous route through the apartment complex to make it look like you were coming from a different area or direction? Why would you take that man's gun after the shots were fired? And what happened to his drugs, by the way? I believe that at the end of the day, based on the evidence, based on your common sense, you will answer those questions by finding this defendant guilty. Finding this defendant guilty as a party, as a co-conspirator to the offense of murder. And that's what I'm going to ask you to conclude in this case. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Goldman. Mr. Radford?
Please, the court, counsel, that's kind of what happened. What Mr. Coleman didn't tell him is rather telling. A fellow named Kalen Johnson goes over to the Virginia State Apartments with his buddies, Ronald Babineau, who was driving the car, Charles Verdun, and Joseph Freeman. Kalen had a gun. They went to buy drugs from Richard Shillow and another guy. Kalen gets out of the car along with Joseph, and you'll see a video. And they go up to Richard's car, And in the car, somehow or another, there's an argument between Kaylin and Richard Shillow. And all of a sudden gunfire erupts. Kaylin's got a gun. Richard's got a long rifle. Joseph gets shot by Richard's long rifle. And Kaylin shoots Richard Shillow and kills him. And Joseph grabs the long rifle and runs away because he doesn't want to get shot again. And he takes off running. That's what happened. He didn't have a gun when he went up to the car. Kaylin Johnson killed Richard Shillow. That's what happened.
Thank you, Mr. Bradford. Mr. Coleman, you may call your first witness.
The state calls Carolyn Lewis.
Ms. Lewis was previously sworn. You can have a seat, ma'am.
May I proceed, John?
Yes, sir.
Would you please state your full name for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Carolyn Lewis.
And Ms. Lewis, how are you employed, ma'am?
I am employed with the Beaumont Police Department's 911 Center,
And how long have you been with the 911 center?
33 years and 7 months.
Just a little while. And the 911 center, it's equipped with recording equipment, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in your 33 years, have you become familiar with that recording equipment?
Yes.
And do you know it to be capable of making an accurate recording?
No, sir.
Listen to my question. Do you know that recording equipment to be capable of making an accurate recording?
No, sir. Not inaccurate.
And accurate.
And accurate. Okay, I thought he said in.
It's not a trick question. Let me ask it one more time.
Okay.
Do you know that equipment to make an accurate recording?
Yes.
And it works automatically. Is that fair to say? Anytime a call comes in, it automatically starts recording, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that those recordings are kept in the ordinary course of business for the 911 center, right?
Yes, sir.
And you as a employee there, working there, you have access to it, essentially a custodian of record for those 911 calls, right?
That's correct.
And do you have any reason to doubt that back on March the 27th of 2022, that recording equipment at the 911 center was not properly operated?
No, sir.
Okay. And yeah, approach the witness judge.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lewis, I'm going to show you what I will eventually mark as state's exhibit number 1. I'll ask you whether or not, well, for the record, what type of device are we looking at?
The thumb drive.
Okay, and this thumb drive, do you recognize it?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
My signature is on it in today's date
Indicating what?
that I listened to the recording today.
Okay. And do you have any reason to doubt that this recording is not a fair and accurate recording from the 911 center from March the 27th of 2022?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, State Officer states 1. It's been previously provided to the defense counsel in discovery, pending to him for his inspection.
No objections.
States 1's admitted.
Permission to vote, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I think somebody got killed, but the car just laid down, what's your name? Your name, it's a silver car. Right, is it still right? Is it 2250 West Virginia? Yeah, West Virginia, the apartment. Where's the person that got shot? He's over there under that dumpster, right by the parking, so they vehicle. The door is still open. He's inside of the vehicle? Okay, the person that got shot is still inside the vehicle. Okay. What kind of vehicle was it? It looks like is that awesome? You're gonna see the car, the door is wide open. Okay, can you at least give me a color, man, so officers coming out of the building before they come in? It's a red car, it's right by the dumpster, it's right in the back. Okay, right by the park. By the park. Where the gate is, right? Okay, No, I don't think they don't think their therapy might not survive, but I know they want to go to this shot. What is the description of anybody that did shoot them? It was, no, they had on like hoodies and stuff, but they recorded it. It was two guys, and they got to a civil car and go the opposite way. Were they white, black, Hispanic? They were definitely black. Okay, black nose with hoodies, and they took off in a silver car? Yes, they took off in a silver car. We need to know, cause anybody see them? No, we don't, because that's part of our kids. I seen them walking up to the vehicle, and they just shot, and looked like they tried to take something out of the car, and they ran all the way to the car. The car does stuff, and I think that person is. Yeah. Oh, that's bad, man. So nobody's over there with him? I doubt it. I don't think there's two people in the car. I mean, that's a bitch. Yeah, so. Okay, you might want to know what was your name, ma'am? My name is Kiara. Okay. Oh, you have officers? Yeah, okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, if you look in closer to him and you can see anything, and I'm not saying go over there, but if you do, give us a call back and let us know, so we know kind of condition, but don't through the EMS on the way, okay? Okay, all right, thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Radford,
No question.
any objection to Ms. Lewis being excused?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day. You're excused. Thank you.
Now, the state calls Michael Ballard.
You can have a seat, sir.
Please state your full name for the court reporter and the ladies and gentlemen for the jury.
Michael Ballard.
And Mr. Ballard, you're no longer in law enforcement, correct?
That's correct.
But back on March the 27th of 2022, were you a certified peace officer?
Yes, sir.
Working for what department?
Beaumont Police Department.
And at around 7:30 or so, were you dispatched or did you receive a dispatch?
Yes, sir.
What was the nature of it and the location, please?
I was 2250 West Virginia, which is an apartment complex in Beaumont. It was in reference to a victim of a shooting.
And if you recall, that apartment complex, what's the name of it?
I don't recall.
Not a problem. And 2250 West Virginia, that's in Beaumont, Texas. Is that also in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes, sir.
Please describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you saw when you made the scene.
Yes, sir. Upon arrival, I recall a red Cadillac parked. It was backed into a parking spot. And I drove up on the passenger side vehicle with both doors open. And there was other officers already on scene, appeared to be giving medical aid to a subject on the driver's side, laying outside the door.
Right next to or behind where the Cadillac was parked, what, if any, what existed? What's
It was
located?
a park.
A park?
Yes, sir.
And were there individuals there at the park?
Absolutely. There was children and families out there.
And 7:30 on March the 20th, in March, is the sun, or was the sun kind of going down?
Yeah, it was going down. Yes, sir.
And what did you do next once you made the scene?
We attempted to give medical aid to the victim.
And did EMS personnel arrive on the scene?
Yes, sir.
And did they transport the subject to, did they transport the subject?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ultimately, if you have it or if you know it, ultimately was that individual who was transported by EMS personnel, was he identified?
Yes, sir. I believe his name was Richard Shillow.
Now, you that day, were you equipped with any recording equipment?
Yes, sir. On body worn camera.
Body worn camera.
Yes, sir.
That body worn camera, was it properly operating that day?
Yes, sir.
capable of making an accurate reporting, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you, as the operator of that body worn camera, you're certainly familiar with it and its ability. And you were capable of properly operating that body worn camera, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did the events that transpired there at 2250 West Virginia, were they captured on your body worn camera that day?
Yes, sir.
When I approached the witness, Judge.
You may.
Mr. Ballard, I'm going to show you what I'm going to eventually mark as State's Exhibit number 2. For the record, what type of a device are we looking at
It's
here?
USB drive.
And this USB drive, do you recognize it?
Yes, sir. It has my initials on it with today's date
Indicating what?
that I watched it this morning.
Okay. And is other than the redactions that were made that were necessary for court today, is it a fair and accurate copy of what was captured on your body worn camera that day?
Yes, sir.
Now, at this time, state offer states 2, and it's been previously entered into evidence, previously provided and discovered to defense counsel, and tender to him for the affection.
Judge, I'm gonna renew my objections I made pre-trial regarding the statements that were made by a witness at the scene, that those statements are 1, hearsay, and 2, also that the statements violate the confrontation clause under Crawford versus Washington. I should be entitled to question that witness.
The state's position is that it's an excited utterance, and as such, it's non-testimonial, and it's an exception to the hearsay rule.
If that's the case, I still get to cross-examine her under the confrontation clause.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do this quick, that we discussed this before. I want to make sure that everything is proper before we go forward. It's 1:35. This is not going to take longer than about 5 minutes. So if I'm just going to have you kind of step right outside the courtroom, wait there real quick, and we'll get this taken care of. 1:35, keep in mind all those instructions you were previously given. We'll get you back in just a few minutes. If everyone else, please remain seated. Right, so what I'm looking at real quick is the 2 steps to this process. The first step is whether or not I believe it's an exception to the hearsay rule with the excited utterance, and I do. The second step is whether or not it was testimonial. Crawford does not apply if it's not a testimonial statement. And so that is what I'm looking at right now as to whether or not I believe that statement that Ms. Ballard made would have been testimonial in nature. That's the specific finding in Crawford, is that it has to be testimonial. So give me just a minute to kind of look at a couple things, and we're going to go off the record for a minute while I read this.
Yes.
Couple of different cases. There is a case, Wall v. State. It's a case out of the Court of Criminal Appeals in 2006, which has a good explanation of the 2 differences with the excited utterance specifically, and whether or not it's testimonial in nature. And then also there is another case. It's a Westlaw site recently from 2026, Lawyer v. State. And that one has a holding where a statement that's admitted for a reason unrelated to its truth does not implicate confrontation. And so after having watched the video, her statement does not implicate herself or anyone else for that matter. It's just a fact that she was on the phone and he said that he got shot. There's no who shot me. There's nothing like that, or she didn't hear the gunshot. She didn't hear voices. She's not, in my opinion, at that moment thinking that anything she was saying or doing would somehow end up in court or otherwise, other than this is running up to figure out what had happened to someone that she was on the phone with. And the questions really from the officers had to do with basic, what did you hear? It was not anything that she would have needed to be Mirandized for, or obviously for herself, or again, there's nothing inculpatory, exculpatory, otherwise. It's just really a statement of, and a very excited one at that. And so I am going to make the finding that her statement was not testimonial. And it is an exception to the hearsay under the excited utterance and allow that part of it in. Obviously, if she comes to testify, you can question her more about what happened if you want, Mr. Radford, but just based on the limited nature of the statement and or the statements, it was only I think it was maybe 5.5 minutes worth of her running up on the scene until they kind of moved her aside. And so I'm going to allow that and overrule that objection. All right, we can get the jury back in.
State, we offer state number 2.
Renew my objection, Judge, for the record.
The objection's overruled, it's admitted.
Commissioner Publisher.
Yes, sir.
Now, just to give the jury an idea, what perspective are we looking at here?
This is directly off my chest.
Through the windshield of your patrol car?
Yes, sir.
Or showing the interior of your patrol car?
Yes, sir.
For the record, we're about 35 seconds into the video. Is this the 2250 Virginia, West Virginia?
Yes, sir. This view right here is of the park, but the side of the gate that I'm on is the apartment complex.
Do we, anybody have a seat? Yeah. You have one? What's your? Not one here. I think there's one on your back. Okay. I'm gonna school how. No. He said he's good. Let's see. Remember also. Another one. Yeah, one here. That's all I see. Where'd you put him? He's going to make sure EMS can get through. They're coming. Or do you have another trustee or no? Or anything for this?
It sounds like air, right? It's going in better after that.
It's one long, it's fake right there. You know, we got one on, there's another, keep you on the side. It is small stuff, you know. I see this long. I think this time, maybe I'll just, maybe. Give me one side. Well, what do you guys attempting to do, or what are they attempting to do at this point?
They're attempting to render raid, to put a chest seal on his gunshot wounds.
And eventually EMS arrives on scene, correct?
That's correct.
You want to be an Irish? Purposes of the record, we're about 6 minutes and 13 seconds into the video. Is that EMS arriving on scene?
Yes, that's correct.
That's crazy. You guys control that with my style. You know how these. Be fine, anything at all. Again, for purposes of the record, we're about 7 minutes and 37 seconds into the video. Is it fair to say EMS is transporting you?
Yes, sir.
Wait, I really be quick on you, relax. Maybe it's gonna get. I didn't, more sounds like called me. At some point, do you and other officers go out and kind of talk to the bystanders of
Yes, sir.
potential witnesses?
That's correct.
About 9 minutes and 31 seconds into the video. Is that what's going on? Again, without saying what they told you or what they said, because that would be hearsay, but you guys.
Yes, sir.
Make attempts to get statements.
Attempting to identify a witness. Yes, sir.
We're about 12 minutes and 10 seconds into the video. I think it's obvious, but we're looking at some children there at the adjacent park, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Any reason to believe they wouldn't have been there when the gunfire took place?
No, sir, no reason.
If you recall, at some point, who shows up on scene?
With the victim's girlfriend.
The victim's girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
And I mean, I'll play the video here in just a second, but how would you characterize her demeanor, the state that she was?
She was distraught.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you talk, go as long.
Talk to you, 'cause we're still trying to figure out what's going on, and you didn't know, so we don't know, so we need to talk to you. Somebody up there. So what's going on? Listen, what's going on? So we can talk to you.
We can't talk to you, help you. We can't talk to you and help you.
Okay, so.
Who is Rashad to you?
Who is Rashad? This is my boyfriend. Okay, what's his last name? Shillow.
Is that in that event, this kind of like your trust?
What other thing?
Is Rashad? We don't even know if Rashad's the one that shot.
I shot. How did you know that? Somebody shot him. He was on the phone with you? Yes. How long?
Just to be clear, she's just said that she was on the phone with him when he said he was shot, correct?
That's correct.
Did she say anything about hearing an argument?
No, sir.
About 20 minutes ago. Where'd you come from? 20 minutes ago.
So you were on the phone with him?
Yes.
And did you hear any gunshots?
No.
So you were just on the phone with him and he said someone shot me?
Yes. His name's Richard Shillow? Yes. What's his birthday? August the 18th. August the 19th. And he's 31. So that makes, I'm not sure. Okay. So y'all were talking. How'd you know he was out here? Did he tell you? No. You didn't know where he was? No. So how'd you know he was out here? I was calling around and asking if anybody seen him, and I was running around looking here for ambulance and police officers. He's out here. I'm not sure. I'm just looking. I've never seen him out here before ever. I've never been out here with him. I'm not sure why he would be out here at all. Okay. So, but I heard him on the phone.
We don't even know if Rashad's the one that shot.
We don't know if it's, yes, we don't even know if it's Rashad.
Yes.
But we're trying to figure out if that's who this person is or what we have going on, because nobody's telling us anything, okay? So he's gone?
We don't know.
We don't know if that's him. There was somebody there that went to the hospital. I don't know if it's him. Okay, so Richard Shillow owns that car. Yeah. And he called you. What's your last name? I was on the phone with him. One more time. What's your last name? Ballard. B-A-L-L-A-R-D. What's your first name again? Spell it. A-L-I-Z-E. A-L-I-Z-E. What's your birthday? August 23rd. August 23rd. What year? 1998. 1998. What's your address? 3734 South 4th. 3734 South 4th. What's your phone number? 409-728-4515. Okay, so you're on the phone with Richard. Yeah. He owns the cat. I can tell you that time. Tell me the sign.
Did he call you or were y'all just on the phone?
He called me, I was on the phone going to sleep, and I was laying down, and he called me, he said he was about to go get something for some food.
For some food?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you saying it's not get food? He didn't say, but he said he had to make a stop first. Okay. So I thought they would leave his daughter or something, because he has to go girl, and he could drop him off in the car.
Does he know anybody out here that you know of?
No.
No.
I mean, it's my family right here, but that's only people that I know. Your family lives out here? Well, Yes, yes, ma'am. I didn't even know that, I didn't know that stuff downstairs.
Okay, what time you call? What time you call? Are you calling? What time are y'all on the phone?
Hey, did we get someone to go to home?
Okay, 7 o'clock, y'all are on the phone. How long are y'all on the phone? Like 27 minutes. Okay, so at the end of that call, he said somebody shot him?
So
Okay,
you never heard any sort of gunshots or anything?
No,
he said.
Did he ever mute or do
no,
anything?
he hung up.
He
He
hung
said,
up
get
once?
away from my car and go away from my car.
I heard a whole bunch of like phones and like the phone that fell.
Okay, and then you didn't know where he was, so you started driving around the south end looking for an ambulance.
I stayed on the street.
Okay, and you saw this.
No, somebody stayed on the street that said the police officer. And I was actually,
What was Richard with?
nobody,
You're by yourself.
from my knowledge. I don't know if it's like, God, I'm personally listening.
Okay, so he was by himself,
Right.
on the phone with you talking, you didn't
So
do it.
this gunshot. Somebody picked down here, looks like,
You never reported, what happened? We don't know, turned it out.
We're trying to
so
figure it out.
they was fine.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay. Well, you probably need to hang around, they'll say to, because they may want to talk to you too. What does he look like?
I don't have no picture of him.
Do I have any pictures of him at all?
No,
What does he look like?
Does he have any pictures on, does he have social media?
no.
Do you have any social media whatsoever?
Tall, short, fast.
There's nobody in this planet that has a picture of him.
His back, my phone, but she has my iPhone, where's that at?
Let's bring all of that.
That's not that.
That phone right there is over. Did it start?
It works, but, so I don't
He
know.
doesn't have any family members on social media that has,
Do you have tattoos?
I don't know if anybody knows other than mom, and mom behind that.
Is he tall or short?
He's short.
Is he skinny or fat?
Yes. He like average, middle,
Okay, do you have tattoos? Any kind of tattoos?
yes, no.
what kind of hair does he have?
Exactly, you probably get like, it's probably hard to figure out.
So he doesn't have, you don't know if he has tattoos or not?
I know that tattoos, and it's like some of the LA.
Are they on his legs, his arms, his back, his stomach?
He got one on here. On this side, this side.
What kind of hair does he have?
Like LA.
What's his hair look like?
It's like an afro.
Like a little, is it like big afro, like a little bitty afro, like a fade grown out type deal, or? So like a little afro. You haven't seen him in 2 days?
2 days, and who's gonna follow each other, like, I've been so busy working, like,
Okay, is that your family right there?
yeah.
Okay, why don't you hang out with them? Okay, we need to go talk to the manager out here.
So nobody knows nothing.
And then there's nothing.
And what, this call for you on my desk.
I don't even know what it was.
We showed up late, so this is a car turn back.
So his cars, I know the.
You didn't go past the tape.
Okay, I don't think it's on numbers, check your neck, right?
With the license plate? Sure, what is it?
Yeah, well,
EMY? I don't think that's the plate before. I don't know. I don't have the plate written down or anything, but.
you know.
EMY, what kind, you said it's a red Cadillac, he's what he drive?
Have you tried to call him back?
Yes, it's not definitely,
What does he drive?
that's the car.
Red Cadillac, kind of like what?
It's the car.
I don't know what kind of car he drives.
Yeah,
And like what?
like,
Many people can drive red Cadillacs.
little cars.
Well, like I said, we're not real sure. We're trying to figure out what's going on as well. That's
Yeah,
what we're doing this camp.
with that.
Well, hang tight with your family so we can go watch the video.
Post the video on my comments.
We hope.
Maybe,
That's what we're going
try
on.
to figure it out. But don't hang out with them and don't go past any of that tape.
Okay.
Mr. Ballard, eventually you make your way to the apartment management office.
Yes, sir.
For what purpose?
To look at any video.
And as far as you know, was there or was video obtained at some point?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Barely on four.
This is all I wish to publish.
Thank you.
Did you prepare a report at or near the time when these events took place?
Yes, sir.
And prior to testifying here today, did you review that report?
Yes, sir.
And did it help to refresh your recollection?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it did happen
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yes.
Right, okay. And have you testified here to this jury in accordance with what you put in your report at the time?
Yes, sir.
All right, pass what you said.
Thank you, Mr. Bradford.
Mr. Ballard, did you have any role in investigating this case, or did you just respond?
Just the scene itself, I had nothing to do with that.
Okay, so you turned your report in to the detective that's assigned to the case.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember who that was?
No, sir, I do not.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Bradford. Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
No, Your Honor, I just witness an excuse.
Any objection to that?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Ballard. You may call your next witness.
The state calls Michelle Seha.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. You can have a seat. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your full name for the court reporter and spell your last name, please?
Michelle Seha, Ceja,
And Ms. Seha, how are you employed?
with the Beaumont Police Department as a crime scene tech.
And I'm sure the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, they're familiar with crime scene techs based on what they've probably seen on TV, but what are your duties, your official duties as a crime scene tech?
Depending on the scene, it can vary from taking pictures, collecting evidence, possible fingerprints, maybe mapping the scene, and let's see.
Is that commonly referred to as quote unquote processing the scene?
Yes,
And how long have you served in that capacity as a crime scene tech?
it'll be 9 years this year.
Have you processed few or many scenes during that 9 years?
It's been many.
I want to take you back to March 27th of 2022, where you called out to process a scene at 2250 West Virginia.
Yes, sir.
And that's in Beaumont, Texas,
Yes, sir.
in Jefferson County, Texas.
Yes.
Okay. And when you arrived there, just briefly, the jury's already heard, actually seen what the scene looks like, but just briefly tell them what you recall seeing when you arrived.
Whenever I arrived, it was in the evening. The scene was taped off with yellow tape. There was various police units, officers. The scene was in the parking lot of an apartment complex, and I was directed to a vehicle where the incident occurred.
And did you begin taking photographs?
Yes, sir.
Did you take photographs of the area as well as the vehicle or vehicles in that area?
Yes, sir.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
Sure.
Have this, please.
Yes, sir.
say, I am going to show you what I've marked for identification purposes that states exhibits number 3 through 23. I'd ask that you take a moment, please, to look at these, and please tell me if you recognize them. You recognize those?
Yes, sir.
Are they the photographs from that day that you've been testifying about?
Yes, sir.
Are they fair and accurate depictions of that scene there at 2250 West Virginia as it appeared that day when you took these photographs?
Yes, sir.
Any reason to believe these photographs have been altered or changed in any way?
No, sir.
At this time, State Officer states 3 through 23 to Defense Counsel on tendering to Defense Counsel for his inspection, and also they've been previously provided to him in the civil.
Have a moment.
I briefly take this witness on the.
Sure.
Ma'am, you recall about what time these pictures were taken?
I do not know the exact time I started taking pictures, but according to my report, I got there about 8:09, and I was there until,
It says 2140 on your report. Would that be about right?
yes,
2140 would be at 940.
yes,
So you were there. So these pictures probably were taken somewhere between 8 and 9:30 at night.
yes.
That's all I have to do. Is I don't have any objection.
States 3 through 23 are admitted.
Here's the photos, Judge.
Yes, of course.
Yes, say how, if we can walk through these photographs, fairly quickly. And if it's helpful, you can refer to the screen behind you. I think you got a screen there. Well, states exhibit number 3. What are we looking at here?
That is when I first arrived, just to show that the scene is taped off.
States exhibit number 4. It's fair to say a photo of the apartment building.
Yes, sir.
States exhibit number 5. It looks like you've actually kind of zoomed in on the building number. Why do you do that? For what purpose?
Just for reference, to show about the area where the scene was located.
And before I forget, I mean, we've got about 20 photos here. These aren't the only photos you took that day.
No,
Is
sir.
it fair to say you took many, many more?
Yes, sir.
If you know, I mean, you probably don't know, right? It
No,
was
sir.
many more pictures, right?
Yes,
And you do that for what purpose?
just try to get as many pictures as possible to show as much of what was going on that night.
Is it fair to say that you never know what may become significant or important at a later date, so you try to capture off as much of that as you can?
Yes, sir.
Okay. State's exhibit number 6, is that just kind of a front view of that red Cadillac?
It was a general shot of the scene.
Okay. State 7, just another shot of the scene there from a different angle.
Yes, sir.
States 8, another shot of that vehicle.
Yes, sir.
States 9, close up of that vehicle.
Yes, sir.
States number 10, we've got some objects sitting on and outside of the vehicle. What are those?
It's to mark possible evidence.
Called evidence marks, right? Did you place those there, or did somebody else?
I marked those, sir.
States 11, is that just the back side of that Cadillac?
Yes, sir.
States number 12, you're starting to kind of work your way inside to the interior of that vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Is it kind of a process that you kind of generally follow? Capturing the scene as a general first, in general, and then kind of working your way to the vehicle, around it, and then inside? Is that kind of a,
Yes, sir. I try to follow that on every scene.
I'm sorry, didn't catch that.
Yes, I try to follow that on every scene.
State's exhibit number 13, just to kind of a more closely in shot of that interior, correct?
Yes, sir.
State's 14, what are we looking at there?
That is possible blood residue on the seat.
Driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 15, more blood on that driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 16, what are we looking at there?
That is, that was on the ground at the scene on the driver's side of the vehicle.
Now, based on your training and experience, what could that possibly be?
A possible bullet hole.
A bullet hole from the clothing or an article of clothing that the victim may have been wearing at the time?
Possible.
Possible. State's exhibit number 17, what are we looking at there?
That is a close-up.
Close up of that article of clothing?
Yes, sir.
You got, it looks like there's a measuring device or ruler next to that. What's the purpose of that?
And just for scale.
State's exhibit number 18, more blood on the seat there.
Yes, sir, but also there was a possible bullet hole on the seat.
Is that the passenger side seat there?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 19, it looks like, again, you kind of worked your way around that vehicle. You're now on the passenger side, right?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 20. You know, we're on the passenger side rear, and we've got two objects there on the back floorboard. What are those?
Those are additional evidence markers.
State's exhibit number 21, is that a zoomed in or a close-up of those evidence markers?
Yes, sir.
And what are they marking?
And casings.
Bullet casings?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 22, just another shot of that, at least one of those casings.
Yes, sir.
And then lastly, state's exhibit number 23, another zoomed in shot of those bullet casings, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, were those casings collected and added to evidence?
Yes, sir.
And at some point, once you got back to the PD, did you take further photographs of those casings?
Yes, sir.
For what purpose?
Just shots of the head stamp of the casing, possibly a clearer photo than they were possibly at the scene.
With the head stamp or the end, what I would refer to the end of the casing, would it refer to the caliber or millimeter of that firearm or that projectile?
The casing, yes.
Okay. Now approach the witness, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Let's say how I'm showing you what I've marked as states 24 and 25. That's if you recognize those.
Yes, sir.
Are those the close up or the photos of the casings you took once you were back at the PD?
Yes, sir.
Fair and accurate depictions of those casings, they don't appear to be altered or changed in any way.
No, sir.
Set off for states 24 and 25, the defense counsel treatment for him or his inspection has been previously provided in discovery. No objections.
24 and 25 are admitted.
Permission to publish, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I am showing you or publishing state's exhibit number 24. What is the millimeter or the caliber of this casing that's indicated there?
9mm.
And state's exhibit number 25, the other casing, what's the caliber of that casing?
9mm as well.
Also, as part of processing a scene as a crime scene tech, I think we've even alluded to it by you gathering those casings. I mean, you not only photo and document, but you also gather evidence, correct?
Yes, sir.
Before we talk about the gathering of the evidence, one last thing, point on the photographs. Do you, in your training and experience, do you have at your liberty to choose what photographs to take if you think it has evidentiary value? Can you do that?
I'm
I
sorry.
know it's a convoluted question. Let me work it out. Let me ask it better than that. What determines what you take photos of at a crime scene?
What determines what I take photos of?
How do you determine what you take photos of?
I mean, I just try to take pictures of the scene, like everything that encompasses the scene. And if anything of value that I see or is pointed out to me, I'll try to further take pictures and close-ups of those items.
Certainly in your training experience, if you see something that looks like contraband, an illegal substance, narcotics or drugs, would it be your practice to take photos of it?
Yes,
And certainly if law enforcement points out to you, hey, I think those are drugs, you would make it a point to take a photo of it, right?
yes, sir.
Were there any photos of any drugs in this case taken by you?
No, sir.
Did anybody point out to you, anybody with law enforcement point out to you that, hey, there's drugs in this car, you may want to take a photo of it?
No, sir.
And we were talking about gathering evidence. And certainly, once that vehicle was inventoried, if you were still there processing the scene or even performing the inventory, if there were drugs there in that vehicle, would it have been placed into evidence?
Yes, sir.
No drugs were placed into evidence as it relates to this processing of this vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Did you prepare a report that detailed your involvement in this case?
Yes, sir.
Did you do it at or near the time when those events were still fresh on your memory?
Yes, sir. I probably did it that evening.
And did it help you in testifying here today? Well, I'm assuming you reviewed your report, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, did it help you in testifying here today by reviewing your report?
Yes, sir.
And have you testified consistent with what you included in your report?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll pass the.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Radford?
Ma'am, how many shell casings did you find?
2.
Just 2, and where they were located outside?
No, sir. They were in the passenger side rear floorboard.
Okay, all right, so they were inside the car
Yes, sir.
in the rear floorboard on the passenger side.
Yes.
You didn't find anything outside?
No, no, sir, not that I saw.
And I guess you would submit those to a ballistics expert, correct?
No, sir. I would submit that into evidence.
Okay, well, somebody, if you were gonna, if you had a gun, somebody would test those shell casings for comparison to a ballistics on a gun,
Possibly.
but that's not what you do.
No, sir.
Okay, that's all I have to.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection to Ms. Seha being excused?
No, ma'am.
No, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Seha. You're excused and you're placed under the rule and you know what that means. You may call your next witness.
It's going to be a longish witness. It's your call, Judge. I mean, if you want to take. It's your.
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like we just got going. So
All
let's
right,
go ahead and.
State calls Janelle Scott.
And if we need to take a break between you and Mr. Radford, we can do it at that point if we need. Everybody okay in the jury? Okay.
Witness has not been sworn, Judge.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ma'am. Well, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. You can have a seat in this chair right there. Ms. Scott, if you'll just make sure, speak loudly and clearly into that microphone so everybody can hear you.
Okay.
And if it's a yes or no question, be sure to say yes or no, not just a head nod or an uh-huh, so the court reporter can take everything down.
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank
You may
you.
proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your full name for the court reporter and the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Shavonda Janelle Scott.
Okay. And would you please spell your first name for the court reporter?
SHAVONDALY.
Very good. And Ms. Scott, how are you employed now?
I'm a regional manager for ITEX.
ITEX, is that what is ITEX?
It's a property management company.
And as part of their property management, do they manage a property at 2250 West Virginia in Beaumont, Texas?
Yes, they do.
Back in 2022, at least, what was that property known as?
Virginia Estates.
Virginia Estates. But today it's known as Virginia Flats. Is that fair to say?
That is correct.
Okay. Virginia Estates or Virginia Flats, that's located in Jefferson County, in Beaumont, Texas, right?
Yes.
And Beaumont, Texas, of course, is in Jefferson County, Texas, right?
Yes.
As part of, well, were you managing that property back in, or working at that property back in March of 2022?
Yes.
And back in March of 2022, was the Virginia Estates apartments equipped with recording equipment?
Yes.
Various cameras, is that fair to say, throughout the property?
Yes.
Those cameras or that recording equipment, was it capable of making an accurate recording?
Yes.
Okay. And you, by virtue of your employment, you were familiar with that recording equipment, correct?
Yes.
And as a employee, if you chose to, you had access to those recordings, what we lawyers would refer to as being a custodian of record for those recordings, correct?
Yes.
Any reason to believe that that recording equipment was not properly operating on March the 27th of 2022?
No.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Scott, I'm going to show you what I am marking for record purposes as State's Exhibit number 26. And that's whether or not you, well, first of all, before I ask if you recognize it, I'm going to ask for the record, what kind of a device are we looking at here?
An SD card.
Okay. Or is it fair to say, I would refer to this as a USB drive. Would you argue with me if I call it a USB drive?
I would not.
Okay, very good. Do you recognize it?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
I just saw it.
Based on what? How do you know that?
It has my initials and the date.
And in reviewing it, did any of the scenes or objects or things in that, well, let me back up. Is it fair to say that there are multiple clips on, many clips, right?
Yes,
From the different camera angles, right?
yes,
And is it fair to say that you recognize the scenes and the objects, the surroundings that are depicted in these clips?
yes.
Okay. Any reason to believe that this is not a fair, or these clips are not fair and accurate recordings from that video recording equipment of Virginia State's apartments from March the 27th of 2022? Any reason to believe they're not fair and accurate?
No,
Any reason to believe they've been altered or manipulated in any way?
no,
Your Honor, at this time, state our states 26 and for the record of tendering the defense counsel, but it's already been provided to him in discovery.
I've seen these Judge Mattek on board.
Sure.
Ms. Scott, did you gather these clips after the police contacted you after this incident?
did I personally gather them?
Yes.
No,
Who gathered?
the security company.
Okay. And did they give them to the police or did you?
I was able to request the videos.
Did you see them at that time?
Yes,
Is it the same videos that you
yes.
saw? I don't have,
I'm sorry.
I don't have any objections. Judge.
States 26 is admitted.
Permission to publish, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Scott, while I'm queuing this up, I mean, if you had to, if you know, or if you have to estimate about how many different clips do we have on? Only if you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. But just to be clear, I'm just going to only focus on about 6 of those clips. For informational purposes for the court, never fails with technology. With my laptop, I'm able to do a search, a control F, and do a search and find that title. But for whatever reason, it's not letting me do it, so it may take a little. This computer not letting me do it, may take a minute here.
Okay. I don't know if it's easier for you to do that. You can also get your, if you want to put your laptop up there, you can hook it up as well.
I may have to do. Scott may be helpful. From time to time, I like to pause it and I may just want to ask you to identify some objects around there. We are, for record purposes, we are looking at the video with the suffix of 18-19-20. And we are about 11 minutes and 33 seconds into that video. That scene, what are we looking at there?
One of the courtyard to the community.
Okay, and one of the courtyards, I guess, looking at your screen there, if we were to go further to the right, what would that lead to?
The parking lot.
The parking lot. Is it the parking lot that kind of backs up to that park that the jury's heard testimony about?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that at least, and I know you don't know these two individuals from Adam, but at least is it fair to say there's two individuals that are walking across that courtyard headed toward that parking lot?
Yes.
For record purposes, that individual in the front, in the lead, is it fair to say it looks like he's got some type of red on his pants there?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a date and time stamp at the very top there? Maybe the top left of that screen, can you see that, make that? out?
Yes.
What's the date and the time?
March 27, 2022, 18:31.
6:31 p.m.
Okay.
I have to count too.
I got.
For record purposes, I'll sped up to about 14 minutes and 24 seconds into the video. And I'll direct your attention to the very top right of the screen. And please let me know what, if anything, you see come into frame. What's going on there, Ms. Scott?
Looks like someone's peeping from around the corner.
Yeah. And is it fair to say that individual now in about 15 minutes and 13 seconds into this video is now running back in the same direction from which he came?
Yes.
All right. For record purposes, I am publishing the video clip that has the suffix 8. Well, it begins with 11-03-27. And then it also has a suffix 18-19-20. The first thing, this is a shot of that parking lot that you just testified about
Yes.
next to the park. What's the date and time stamp on this particular clip?
March 27, 2022, 18:19.
619 feet. We're about 11 minutes and 22 seconds into the video. The time now is about what, 6:30 or so?
Yes.
And what, if anything, just took place?
Red Cadillac just came into view.
Backed into a parking space? We are about 12 minutes into the video. Is it fair to say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but does it look like those two same individuals from the previous clip that we saw walking across that courtyard? They're now making contact with the driver of that red Cadillac?
Yes.
Fair to say it looks like there's a conversation going on?
Yes.
We're about 18 minutes and 18 seconds into this clip, and it's fair to say it looks like those two individuals have walked away from the red Cadillac, right?
Yes.
And at about 6:20, 18:24 or 6:20. 18 minutes and 24 seconds, the Cadillac drives away. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right. What I am referring to or publishing now is the video clip that starts with 11-03-27 and has the suffix, excuse me, 19-19-29. The time, if you can see it there, is it fair to say that we're about an hour later now? This clip, if that little banner will go down here, hoping just a second. Or if you can see it, can you see it?
Yes,
What time are we? Same date, right?
yes, March 27th,
What time now?
1919,
7:19 PM.
yes.
I don't know if you could make it out, but but what does it look like here? There.
Someone standing on the sidewalk.
For record purposes, we're about 6 minutes and 58 seconds into the video. I'll direct your attention at the very top of that video. Does that vehicle that's driving in look familiar? Does it look like that same vehicle from the previous clip about an
Yes.
hour earlier? These individuals approaching that red vehicle, do they resemble those two individuals from that other previous clip from about an hour earlier?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that about 8 minutes into this video, those two subjects are running away from that red Cadillac, right?
Yes,
After having been on the passenger side of that red Cadillac.
yes.
We're about 9 minutes and 17 seconds into that video. What does it appear, at least in your opinion, just happened here?
Like the driver collapsed on the ground.
14 minutes, 38 seconds into the video, the first say police are starting to arrive on scene.
Yes.
We're about 20 minutes, 30 seconds into the video. Is it fair to say that EMS has arrived on scene now?
Yes.
Just a couple more of these clips, if you don't mind. Let's go. Record purposes, I'm publishing the video clip that begins with 13-03-27 and has the suffix 18-57-12. Mr. Scott, what is it fair to say this is a different area of that Virginia Estates Apartments,
It is.
closer to the entrance?
Yes.
In fact, would the entrance be behind, like where that red car is? Would it be, is it fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And if we were to go this direction, would it be lead to that parking lot where that red Cadillac parked the first time and then left and then came back and parked the second time?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, along that side of that area would be the parking lot, and then next to the parking lot again would be the park.
Yes.
Just to orient the jury as to what we're looking at. What I'm trying to do is get the banner to go down so we can see the date and time, and I can't. Think the manage it. Can you make it out here?
March 27, 2022, 1857.
Or not a 6:57, right?
Yes.
First, all these cameras are linked as far as the date and the time. If there's a time reflected on one camera, in your experience, would it also be the same time that's reflected in another camera? In other words, what's happening in one camera at a certain time would be happening simultaneously in another camera. Is that your experience?
Yes.
There's a vehicle that's just come into into screen, into view here, fair to say that it appears that it came through the entrance, the main entrance? Or is it the main entrance? Is that the main entrance?
We have two,
Is
but
that-
yes,
That's one of the entrances.
yes,
And if that vehicle would have kept going straight, it would have ended up down by, where that Cadillac ultimately parked, right?
Judge, I'm gonna object that he's.
I am leading, Judge. I'm just trying to get through it. I'll do it.
I understand, I mean, but it's.
Yes, I
He's kind of doing a lot of leading.
Uh,
All right, sustain, go ahead.
yes, ma'am. If that vehicle kept going straight, where would it end up?
the end of the parking lot.
And is that what we saw or where we saw the red Cadillac before?
Yes,
Okay. But in this case, by making that right turn, it's fair to say they go a different direction.
yes.
Now, we're about 2 minutes and 53 seconds into this video. In your opinion, what does it appear to have just happened?
Just a car drove in. It's looking for a spot, maybe.
And what did it do, at least initially, before kind of pulling off? Let me rewind it.
Yes.
Let's take another video. What did it appear, in your opinion at least, to just have?
Judge, I'm gonna object to speculation. She doesn't know what the driver's thinking.
She can testify about her common life experience about observations of vehicles and the driver's behavior.
That's not relevant.
It is, it's very relevant. I'll bring it all together.
I'm gonna overrule the objection if she knows.
So in your opinion, I'm not trying to get you to get into the head of the driver. What did it appear to you just happened?
Backing into a parking spot, changed your mind.
Yeah. I mean, because to park either here or here would be in view, yes or no, of a straight view of line of sight of where that red Cadillac ultimately parked. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Scott, I ask you to focus on that silver car here for the next few seconds, please. Yes or no? Fair to say that it looks like the driver let a passenger out of the back seat?
Yes.
if you can make it out. It's kind of hard to, if you don't, or if you can't, that's fine. Yes or no, how many individuals do you see in or around the vehicle at this point?
3.
Okay, this is about 10 minutes and 49 seconds into the video. About 11 minutes and 12 seconds into the video, how many individuals do you see walk away from that vehicle?
2.
And the timestamp at that point,
1908.
7:08 p.m. If you can answer this, I mean, I want to stay within the rules and not ask you leading questions. But if those two individuals that left that vehicle, if they walked to the left, would that lead them to that area where the Cadillac was parked?
I'm not sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We're back 22 minutes and 27 seconds into the video. What appears to take place at this point? And I can rewind it if you need me to.
I'm sorry?
I can rewind it if you need me to.
Oh, if you would, yes.
Please. I ask you to focus your attention on that silver car again. About 22 minutes, 28 seconds, what appears to take place.
Someone else gets out of the car.
Yes, ma'am. As you focus on it, silver car again. Tell me what, if anything, you see about 24 minutes, 35 seconds into the video. I will draw that question. This is where I was trying to get to. In about 25 minutes and 11 seconds into the video, tell me what, if anything, you see.
Someone getting into the vehicle.
Let me just play it back for the jury. And what time, what's the time stamp at this point?
1922.
7:22 p.m. And for the last clip, Ms. Scott, I do appreciate your cooperation. Record purposes, I am publishing the clip that begins with 13-03-27, ending in 19-27-19. This is gonna happen real quick. I think Ms. Scott, what I'll do is I'll play it in its entirety, then I'll just rewind and we can count on back. We're about 10 seconds into the video. What's happening now?
The car is leaving.
That silver car that we've been talking about,
Yes,
leaving the parking space?
yes.
15 seconds into, well, about 18 seconds into the video, what's the silver car do?
Car just stopped.
Okay. The door on that silver, the passenger side door on that silver passenger car, what just happened with regard to that door?
Someone opened it.
And what is simultaneously happening at the top left-hand corner of the video?
They're running towards the vehicle.
Who is?
Someone, two people.
Two people, do they resemble the two individuals who were first seen in the courtyard and then who were also seen at the side of the red Cadillac?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you to focus on the individual in the front with the pants, with the red stripe. What, if anything, does it appear with regard, is happening with regard to his right arm? If you can make it out. I'll run it back. Let me ask it this way, does he appear to be carrying something?
Yes.
Okay. You have any idea what it might be?
No.
Did he appear to be carrying something in the earlier clips in the courtyard or when he was at the side of the red Cadillac?
I don't remember.
Okay. And for the record, for the purpose of the record, what does it appear that they ultimately do?
Get into the car.
And after they get in the car, it's fair to say the car does what?
Drive out.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Scott. I know this is not what you signed up for.
Can I go?
Not yet. the other attorney may have to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Judge, I think I'll pass the witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Radford?
Yes, I have just a few questions. It was Scott, if I understand correctly, to sum up what we saw at about 6 o'clock or somewhere thereabouts, you saw a red Cadillac come into the Virginia Estates parking lot and park, correct?
Yes,
And then we see the driver get out and he meets and appears to have a conversation with two other men.
yes,
And then they all leave.
yes,
At about 45 minutes, the red Cadillac comes back and parks at about the same spot, correct?
yes,
And we see two men that are dressed, I guess exactly, or look like the same two men that came there earlier.
yes,
And then we see something happens, a commotion or something, and then they run off and the driver collapses onto the ground.
yes,
And then we see the two men get into this silver car and take off.
yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
No, Judge.
Any objection to Ms. Scott being excused?
No, no.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. You're excused. And Ms. Scott, you're placed under the rule. And what that means is that you're not allowed to be here and watch anybody else's testimony. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone other than the lawyers or the investigators, and you're instructed not to watch any of the proceedings on YouTube.
Okay,
Thank you.
yes, thank you.
You're free to go, ma'am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead at this point and take our afternoon break. It's about 3:15. We'll take about a 15-minute break. So we'll try to get started at 3:30. Keep in mind all those instructions that you were previously given. If everyone else would.
Cora, spell your first name, please.
It's Anessa, ANESSA, Barnett, BARNETT,
And Ms. Barnett, how are you employed now?
to the city of Beaumont,
More specifically
ID technician.
for the Beaumont Police Department, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And how long have you served as an ID technician?
it'll be 10 years in August.
And is that the same thing? The jury already heard testimony from Michelle Seha, who described herself as a crime scene tech. Is that the same thing, interchangeable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. And they've already heard about the duties of a crime scene tech, so I won't rehash that. But what I will ask you is whether or not you were employed as a crime scene tech back on March the 27th of 2022.
Yes, sir.
And did you have an occasion, excuse me? Did you have an occasion to go to the St. Elizabeth Hospital here in Beaumont that day
Yes, sir.
at around 9, close to 10 o'clock that day?
Yes,
For
Yes,
what,
sir.
for what purpose?
to photograph the victim of a shooting.
That victim who was ultimately identified to be who?
Richard Shillow,
Okay. Would you disagree with me if I pronounce that last name Shillow?
Shillow, yes,
You were referring to a document. Is that your report?
it is, yes, sir.
And does that help to refresh your recollection about what happened back in March of 2022?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you responded, is it fair to say you responded to few or many crime scenes since March of 2022?
Many.
Do you remember each and every detail about each and every crime scene?
No, sir, not without a report.
And so it helps to refresh your recollection or reviewing, referring to your report, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, by all means, at any point during my questioning, feel free to refer to your report. When you got to the hospital and you made contact with this individual, or you observed this individual who was identified as Richard Shillow, what did you do next?
I photographed his body.
Uh, May I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
I am Ms. Barnett, and I'll show you what I have marked as state's exhibits 27 through 32. I'd ask that you take a moment to look at those and let me know if you recognize those photographs.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize these to be the photographs you took of the individual Richard Shillow there at the St. Elizabeth Hospital back on March the 27th of 2022?
Yes, sir.
Fair and accurate depictions, they don't appear to have been altered or manipulated in any way?
No, sir.
Your Honor, this time state officer states 27 through 32, they've been previously provided in the discovery, and for the record, I'm tendering to defense counsel.
Objections?
States 27 through 32 are admitted.
Here's your published judge.
Yes, sir.
Right, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on these, but is it fair to say that these handful of photos aren't the only photos you took at the hospital that day?
Correct.
You took many more photos, right?
I did, yes, sir.
Why is that?
We just take them for a part of our protocol in case they're used for the case.
More photos are better than not enough photos. right?
More for the better, yes, sir.
We're looking at state's exhibit number 27. Is this the individual identified as Richard Shillow there?
Yes, sir.
It looks like there's been some type of medical intervention.
Yes, sir.
State's number 28, just another shot, a shot of more of his body there.
Yes, sir.
What's on his hands there?
Bags
Well, in your training experience, for what purpose?
to preserve any evidence that's under the nails or GSR.
GSR being gunshot residue?
Yes, sir.
Who would have placed those bags on his hand?
I would have done it.
Do you have any idea if a gunshot residue analysis was done in this particular case?
No, sir. I'm not sure.
Okay, and just to educate the jury in case they're not aware, what is a gunshot residue or GSR analysis intended to determine?
To test for if a person's been in close proximity of a gun or if they have fired the gun.
State's exhibit number 29. Is that a copy of the wristband that was placed on this individual?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 30. Is that a picture? But what are we looking at there?
Looks like a chest tube and possibly a bullet hole where you're pointing.
Would that be on the deceased left side?
Yes, sir. Left side.
And I'm referring to him as deceased. If you recall, or if it's in your report, by the time you got to St. Elizabeth, had this individual succumbed to his injuries.
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 31 is just the backside of this individual.
Yes, sir.
If you can tell, or if you have any idea based on your training experience, what does that appear to be there?
A bullet hole.
And state's exhibit number 32 is just a close-up of the bullet hole there, right?
Yes, sir.
And I guess it's fair to say, at least, well, for purposes of the record, does it appear that that defect is, or the bullet, does it appear that that wound is in his back?
In his back, yes, sir.
At some point, the following day, the morning of the following day on the 28th, were you called out to an additional scene?
No, sir.
The next day, were you called out at all?
I was brought items to the station.
Did you take photos of a gun or guns that could possibly have been related to that incident?
Yes, sir. They were brought to me
They were brought to you, I'm sorry.
at the station,
I
at
was
the
mistaken.
police department,
Okay, I was mistaken. Thanks for correcting me. And when were they brought to you?
the next day,
The next day? And
3/28. Yes,
March 28th?
yes.
And when they were brought to you at the PD or the station, what did you do?
I photographed the two guns that were brought to me.
And may I approach the witness judge?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what our pre-market states exhibits 33 through 40. I ask that you take a moment to look at those and then tell me if you recognize them. You recognize those?
Yes, sir.
What do you recognize these photographs to be?
Of a pistol and
Well, before we start talking about them, are these photographs of those firearms that you received the next day that we can testify about?
yes, sir.
Do they appear to be fair and accurate photographs of those firearms?
Yes, sir.
They don't appear to have been altered or manipulated in any way?
No, sir.
Judge, State Office, it's 33 through 40, and I'll change to defense counsel, and they've been previously providing this.
Judge, I'm gonna object at this time as relevance. I mean, we don't have a chain of these firearms, where they came from. I mean, what guns are these?
I will, through a subsequent witness I proffer to the court, I'll make that connection, Judge.
And at this time, they're not relevant.
Judge, there is an argument that the jury can deduce that that object that is being carried in the hand of that subject on that video resembles the firearm, at least one of these firearms, in the photographs.
I don't think that, she said it was a firearm, she said it was long.
Hold on,
The jury can watch the video.
hold on. I'm just gonna go back and look at for sure what the question and answer was. I'm gonna sustain the objection. She's identified them, so I mean, I think it a further with a different witness, after some more foundations laid, they're likely to be relevant and admissible. At this point, I would agree they're not, but they have been identified by her, so that we don't have to have her come back and identify and lay that foundation again.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Barnett, did you prepare a report at or near the time when you took the photographs at St. Elizabeth and took the photographs of the other of those firearms?
Did I say that?
Prepare a report.
I did, yes, sir. for
And,
each.
and have you testified today consistent with what you placed or put in your report?
Yes, sir.
That's what it's Judge.
Ms. Barnett, did you go out to the scene?
I did not know, sir.
So my understanding is that you went to the hospital and took photographs of the victim.
Yes, sir.
And then I think Detective Tamayo asked you to take some photographs of some weapons.
Yes, sir.
And that's essentially all that you did.
Yes, sir.
Did you swab the weapons
I did, yes, sir.
for fingerprints?
No, for, can I refer?
Sure.
I just swapped. I swapped them.
Okay, for DNA or fingerprints or what?
You would have to add, yes, for DNA.
Okay, and what did you do with the swabs?
I turned it into the property office, but you would have to ask Detective Tamayo what. he ordered.
Sure, I mean, the detective tells you what to do and then you do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you swab the weapons for DNA. And then you took pictures of the victim at the hospital.
Yes, sir.
And then you did gunshot residue on the victim's hands.
No, no, sir.
Oh, you bagged them.
I bagged them, yes, sir.
Who would have done the gunshot residue?
I believe it would have happened at the mortuary, the ME's office.
If so, would Detective Tamaya know if there was tests done on his hands or?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's all I have to.
Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
No, no,
Any objection to Ms. Barnett being excused?
No, ma'am.
no, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Barnett. You're excused. You may call your next witness.
State called Steve Hinton.
Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can have a seat.
Mr. Hinton, will you please state your full name for the court reporter and ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Stephen Hinton.
And, Mr. Hinton, how are you employed, sir?
I'm employed with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office
In what capacity?
as a criminal investigator.
And, prior to being a criminal investigator for the DA's office, what did you do?
Previous law enforcement was about 42 years.
And I've asked you to, well, let me do this first. Judge, at this time, state will offer state's exhibit number 41. Is a self-authenticating document, a transcript from a prior proceeding.
And then my objection made pre-trial, Judge.
And that's overruled. It is admitted as redacted,
And for purposes
and that
of
was
record-
by agreement for the record.
Yes, ma'am. And Mr. Hinton. Can I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
Mr. Hinton, I'm gonna show you what I've marked as state's exhibit number 41. I ask that you flip through it really quickly. Compare it to the copy of the document you have there in front of you. Take as much time as you need. If you want, maybe it'll be easier if we do this maybe. Here, and then I'll flip through with the page back on. Page number 4.
Blank. Right. Blank.
Page 21. Is it fair to say that this is an exact copy, states exhibit number 41, an exact copy of what you have in your hand there?
Yes, sir, it is.
And you understand that this is a heavily redacted copy of a transcript from a prior proceeding, correct?
Yes, sir.
And a prior proceeding in which this defendant, Joseph Charles Freeman, gave answered certain questions under oath.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, permission to publish states exhibit number 41.
Yes.
Investigator Hinton, I'd ask that you be so kind as to read his responses to the questions. I'll read the questions and his responses. I'll start on page 4. Question, can you state your name for the record?
Joseph Freeman.
Page 6, question. With regard to the murder case that they accused you of, was that you in the red and black tent?
Yes, sir.
When you went up to the car, did you know that Kaylon Johnson was going to shoot anybody?
No, sir.
Did you have a gun?
No, sir.
Did you get shot?
Yes, sir.
Question. Good afternoon, Mr. Freeman.
Good afternoon.
Continuing on page 13. You know Kalon?
Yeah,
Question. We see you on the video with Kalon at the time of the homicide.
I know Kalon. I don't know Ronald Babineau.
So you didn't know what was going to happen that day. Y'all were going to jack with Richard Shillow, right?
We went to go buy drugs
Question. You went to go buy drugs, but you don't.
and he pulled a gun out on us. When I got shot, I got out of the car and ran for my life.
Question. So are you saying that when you got out of the car, of his car,
I ran away from him
question, why didn't you call the police and tell them somebody had just shot you?
because I was scared. They told me not to call the police.
Question, who?
Charles and Kalon.
Question, you knew you were going there to do dope grift,
No,
didn't you?
no, ma'am, I didn't.
Question, you were going there to buy drugs, so were you going there, looks like a typo, to commit a crime? Is buying drugs illegal?
Yes, ma'am.
So your question, so you're going there to commit a crime and somebody ends up dead, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, tell me how you're not involved as a party to that homicide and that engaging in criminal activities of narcotics. How is that you on the video in the red and black pants?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, yeah, it is, isn't it? You never admitted that to the cops. The first time you've admitted that is right now, right?
No answer.
Okay. Question, I'm asking you, is that you on the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, so did you have your opportunity way back in November of 2023 to give your version of events?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, did you?
No, ma'am.
Question, just like you were following orders to go and attempt to rob and then kill Richard Shillow, right?
It wasn't planning to rob.
Question, let's go rip this dealer some, right?
We wasn't planning to go robbing.
Continuing on page 19, question, is that just a coincidence that it's you and Kalon on that video killing Richard Shillow?
No.
Question, there is something I want to clear up. If may as well get it cleared up with regard to Mr. Freeman after the murder. Not before, but after the video with a possible weapon. Where did that come from?
He had it in the car.
Question, who did?
Richard Shillow. That's the weapon that he pulled out on me.
Question, but you ran with it, right?
No.
Question, you ran with it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, you never told the cops what happened, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You still haven't told the truth of what happened. It's just where Joseph Freeman always in the wrong place at the wrong time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Question, Mr. Freeman, that long gun that's on that video, was that the gun that Richard shot you with?
Yes, sir.
Question, okay, you didn't go there with a gun, did you?
No, sir.
And I think that's all I'm going to publish of that document. Thank you, Mr. Hinton. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Any questions of the witness?
No, ma'am, I don't think he's a fact, I'm sorry. No, ma'am, he's not a fact.
Thank you, investigator, Vic, you can step down. So ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten through a lot already today, a little quicker, I think,